hell was he thinking?
Something happened? It made you want to cut Lulu some slack?
Anyone who is willing to expose him, I applaud.
Are you embarrassed to be seen with me?
Is it as bad as I think it is?
It's worse.
We need to put our plan in motion now.
I'm convinced Sidwell had Alexis put her fingerprints on that dagger because guess what? He's planning to off Drew and then pin the whole thing on her. Classic move. And let's talk about Drew for a second. I'm betting he's going to get diagnosed with a brain tumor soon enough to explain all of his questionable behavior. Because honestly, this whole situation is beyond messed up. Speaking of Drew, is anyone else completely disgusted by how he leans in when he talks to people? Like, seriously, back up. And those hand gestures? Ridiculous. His voice? Even worse. Maybe he's been brainwashed by someone evil, because surely this can't be the real Drew. There's no way one person can be this obnoxious. Then we have Portia. Oh, Portia, the queen of manipulation and lies. She's single-handedly wrecking her marriage, and when Curtis finds out, it's going to be epic. She really messed up with Heather's blood test, though. Breaking the law like that? She should lose her medical license, no question. I'm so over Drew and Willow. They're trifling to watch. Honestly, Drew's about to lose everything because of his greed, selfishness, and total lack of empathy. Meanwhile, where's Deanne? Where's Liesel? Where's Scott? These are the people we need right now. Oh, and Lulu? Someone put her back to sleep. She went way over the line with Brooklyn. It's not her business what Brooklyn decides about her own baby. Lulu's just mad because she didn't get to give Dante his first kid. Like, okay, chill. But mark my words, crazy Cassadine Charlotte is about to make Lulu's life a living nightmare. And finally, it's about time we start going after Drew. It's been long overdue. I kind of hope things work out for Curtis's wife, but she better come clean with him soon about being blackmailed by Drew. That's going to blow up in her face faster than she can say, I'm sorry. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. So Drew is totally Shiloh, right? I mean, his obsession with Willow practically screams it. I got sucked back into the GH channel on Prime recently, and let me tell you, the episodes from 2018 to 19 are a total throwback to when I stopped watching. That was right around the time the other Drew went MIA after the plane crash, remember? They never found him. And then, out of nowhere, Franco starts claiming he's Drew. And to add a cherry on top, Sam goes and kills Shiloh. But here's where it gets juicy. I bet Shiloh somehow survived that shooting, and they took him to wherever Drew, Cameron M., ended up after he escaped. He probably had some surgery, got his memories scrambled, and bam, he was brainwashed into thinking he was Drew. Now, maybe the real Drew is alive, and maybe he's not, but I honestly think this guy believed he was Drew up until his little prison makeover. I mean, getting your face pounded into the pavement must have jogged a few memories, right? Maybe Shiloh's true self started resurfacing, but with Drew's memories still kicking around in there. But there's no way Drew's personality just made that much of a 180 without some serious outside help. And let's not ignore the theory that Sidwell might be a long-lost Cassadine, maybe even a brother of Victor. Maybe he was running errands for Victor all along and knows exactly what's going on with Drew. It all fits a little too perfectly, don't you think? Now, let's talk about Eva and Portia. I'm calling it now. Eva's gonna spill the beans about Drew and Nina. Whether she tells Portia directly or does it through Rick, it's coming out. And then, Portia's gonna have all kinds of ammo to hold against Drew. Somebody has to clue Willow in about what's really going on with Drew and Nina. As for Portia, girl, just take the hit and tell the truth. If they really want to bring Drew down, they can use the blackmail against him. And let's be real, on this show, nobody ever faces lasting consequences. So suspend her medical license for a year, call it a day, and move on. It would also finally put an end to that ridiculous Drew or Willow storyline. I did that Willow can be a bit oblivious, but there's no way she's this clueless about Drew. Not over him, of all people. Christina's completely lost it. Does she not remember that Avery is Eva's daughter? Alright, my final rant on the Willow or Sasha showdown for today. Sasha gets ripped for calling Holly a con artist, when the woman who raised Willow was a murderer and let her get assaulted. I mean, seriously, get off your high horse, Willow. Oh, and if Jason ends up falling for Sasha, how's Michael gonna feel? That's gonna make Uncle Number 2 officially awkward, isn't it? Ned's starting to get under my skin too. Chastising Lewis about Sonny. Oh, the nerve. The Quartermains with their holier-than-thou attitude toward everyone, when they're just as bad themselves. It's honestly maddening. Portia really needs to come clean. She's got to own up to her role in Heather Weber's test results, especially before Drew starts blackmailing her. Willow's starting to look really naive about Drew. Time for a reality check. Sasha hit Willow with some hard truths about their relationships with the Q twins. And yeah, she's right. Unlike Drew and Willow, Sasha and Jason can date whoever they want, and Willow's already regretting her choices. Her own mom, Harmony, was just as messed up as Holly, so she's got no room to judge anyone else. Eva and Rick blocking Christina's plans with Avery. That was low, and stealing her idea. Really? Laura gave Drew a reality check, and it was about time someone called him out for his empty promises. On a brighter note, it's great to see Lucky and Elizabeth back in each other's lives. Nina and Carly? Yeah, they're plotting against Drew, and it's shaping up to be something. Also, what happened to the new Jack Brennan photo? The old one's still hanging around the opening credits, and I'm just over here wondering why. Lastly, the Golden Bachelor guy? Total disaster. I mean, there's a reason he flunked the Golden Bachelorette, and it's painfully obvious why. Acting? Nope. Cue cards? You bet. Fake tan? Overdone. Blindingly white teeth? It's all just too much. Thank goodness this is the last time we'll have to suffer through this. Phew. How the mighty have fallen. I used to have a soft spot for Willow. Well, I still kind of do, but watching her lose the very essence of who she once was is honestly heartbreaking. She came to Port Charles as this sweet, caring, genuinely positive person. Even after everything she went through with that whole Shiloh cult mess and the DOD disaster, she was a light. But now she's just not that person anymore. It's not even anger anymore. It's just pure sadness. And yes, she got the transplant, which is great, but let's be real, I kind of wish Drew wasn't even part of that. He didn't exactly ride in on his white horse to save the day all by himself. No, that transplant situation is tangled up with Drew, and let's just say, that's where everything started to spiral. If Drew had stayed out of it, maybe Willow wouldn't have ended up in this mess. But who am I kidding, right? Speaking of Drew, can we talk about how this guy just can't seem to mind his own business? Carly's over here trying to have a quiet conversation with Willow, and Drew just waltzes in like he's the star of the show. Seriously, if you want a one-on-one with Willow, Drew, just call yourself Congressman Cutthroat already. You know, because clearly he's got no boundaries and would probably sell his soul if it meant a few extra votes. The guy's playing with fire, thinking he's invincible, but spoiler alert, even the most slippery politicians get burned. Karma's got an appointment with him, whether he likes it or not. And then there's the whole mess with Gio's adoption. Is it illegal? Who knows? But Lois and her mom sure wanted to keep it hush-hush, especially from the Falconeries and the Quartermains. Because the rule with secrets is simple. Keep quiet, and it stays under wraps. But the moment you spill the beans to anyone, even a lawyer, the truth has this uncanny ability to come out. And when it does, it doesn't just stay small. It's a bomb waiting to explode and take everyone down with it. It's all such a tangled web, and honestly, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Oh, I love when the writers take perfectly solvable problems and blow them out of proportion. I mean, seriously? Retconning is one thing, like that wonderful Brooklyn and Dante backstory. But the Quartermain crypt situation? Really? So regaining 20 feet of public conservancy land is in the public interest. I mean, I'm sure Drew is just dying to stay in Port Charles and not be in DC doing actual work. But hey, who does this even benefit? Why don't the Qs just make a hefty donation to public conservancy land or, I don't know, lease the 20 feet forever for a nice, hefty fee? That's a pretty easy solution, right? Come on, writers. You've got to come up with something better than that. And while we're at it, can we talk about how everyone's so quick to accuse the writers of being completely clueless? Honestly, the writers have been sneaky and fun with those Easter eggs from the past. Sure, they mess with ages and timelines, but I don't mind it. It's not like it erases history. It just fills in some gaps and adds more details to the blanks. And as for those personality changes you've noticed, it's called progress and character development. Maybe you should give that a try, folks. As a writer, it's painfully obvious, but it's frustrating to see all the slander thrown their way. Honestly, they're doing a great job with what they've been given. Oh, and Drew's radical behavior? Yeah, that could easily be explained by trauma, you know, like family rejection. But hey, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, moving on. I never liked Gio. He bored me to death with Joss and Trina. And let's not even get started on his random appearances. But now, finally, with Brooklyn and Dante being his parents and his dynamic with Emma, I'm actually invested in his character. Go figure. Now, Sonny should be the one absolutely fuming about Lois keeping his grandson a secret. I mean, she was the one who brought him into Gio's life in the first place, and Sonny has been looking out for Gio ever since. What gives, Lois? And speaking of things that don't make sense, can someone please explain to Charlotte that yes, she's partly to blame for getting shot? You can't break into people's homes and not expect consequences, Leithart. Maybe it's time someone had that conversation with her. At first, I couldn't stand this storyline, but after seeing Brooklyn and Gio together, I'm fully hooked. Seriously, their chemistry has me invested, and I'm starting to see how it impacts so many people in Port Charles. Plus, this actress deserves her moment to shine as a mother. And let's not forget, her son is not only talented but also gorgeous. Gio, though, he's basically a Corinthos clone. Like, did you catch what he said to Emma about how he'd handle Drew? It's pure Sonny vibes. If he's not channeling that intense family loyalty, I don't know what he's doing. This could seriously turn out to be amazing. As for the whole Edward never saved Emma argument, yes he did. He passed up a critical medicine to keep Emma alive, and he was also very fond of Robin. Also, let's not forget, Tracy saved Emma from kidnappers in the park. So yeah, there's that. Now about Lois and her mom, can they please stop making decisions for Brooklyn? She's not a child, just like Gio isn't. I'm so over Drew and his constant interference. At least Jason had the sense to clue Charlotte in on the truth about Anna's actions to protect her and Valentine. Speaking of Charlotte, Jason seriously talked some sense into that little brat. Anna saved both of their lives. If she hadn't warned Valentine, he'd be sitting in jail right now, not on the run with Charlotte. She should be thanking Anna, not holding her responsible for her idiot father's mess. And Lois's mom. Something's clearly up with her past. What could have been so bad that she had to hide Brooklyn and her baby through a closed adoption? What was Dante into back then? So many questions. Brooklyn has watched Gio grow up like family, so it's a bit mind-boggling that she's only just now connecting the dots. Turns out, Gio and her son share the same birthday. Not only is it a fun fact, but to anyone else in the world, it's just a coincidence. To Brooklyn, however, it's an epic clue. I mean, how has she not made the connection sooner? The kid she's known since childhood, the one she's seen at every family event, is practically her cousin. and she only just realized it. Major facepalm moment, right? And then there's Lois, who's been selfishly watching her daughter suffer in pain and heartbreak. Brooklyn absolutely deserves to know the truth about her son. Seriously, why the delay? Gio's adoptive parents are long gone, and he feels like he's floating out there without any real family. Keeping that info from Brooklyn and Gio is just cruel at this point. There are plenty of people who could step in and support him: biological parents, half-brother, grandparents on both sides, even great-grandparents. It's time to stop dragging this out. But hey, let's talk about the real comedy gold in this situation. Tracy and Sunny. Who would have ever guessed that they'd be related by blood through Gio? Imagine the family reunions, all those awkward dinners now mixed with a little bit of drama. Can't wait to see how that shakes out. Meanwhile, Isaiah is out here dropping the truth bombs on Jordan, telling her that she stops men mid-sentence just by walking into the room. Smooth. As for Brooklyn, you can't blame her for feeling completely deceived. She's just been hit with a curveball, and I hope Lulu steps up and spills the beans to Dante. The truth needs to come out already. Brooklyn would be so happy to find out Gio is her son, and eventually, Gio will come around too. It might take some time, but in the end, Brooklyn can thank Lulu for helping her find her son. Oh, the family twist with Sasha and Cody? Yeah, we totally should have seen that coming. I mean, seriously, when has Sasha ever taken her time with a relationship? She was all over Michael and Brando right from the start. But with Cody, they're either interrupted every time they try to get close, or Sasha's just not ready to take things that far. And I've always thought that was a bit suspicious. But of course, my theory was proven when the powers that be let Sasha have a one-night stand with Michael the same day she found out Robert was her dad. Classic soap move. So I'm just saying, if Sasha and Jason get together after the baby is born, don't expect it to drag out for a year. It'll probably happen fast, like everything else with her. Still, I can't wrap my head around the idea of Jason and Sasha. Why, oh why, do these uncles think it's totally fine to swoop in on their nephews' exes or wives? It's like a never-ending cycle of family drama. But hey, I guess it's a soap, so who knows? Jason might surprise us. Though, if they actually play him true to character, I can't see him going there. But again, these days, anything's possible. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.